With the current pandemic, every demographic has been affected. I was curious to see how the elderly have been taking things. My good friend Leanne Richardson works at Wadsworth Point, a local nursing home. Let's catch up and see what she has to say.
I have been working in the nursing home for about 6 months at the current nursing home that I'm at, but altogether I'd say I'd have about 2 years worth of experience. When I go into work, typically we start off by doing rounds, walking rounds. So we'll go to each patient room, and the previous shift will tell us everything we need to know, how they've been doing for that day, anything new that they've developed, wounds or any medication we need to look out for that's been affecting them. After that, you'll knowing that they're safe, they're clean, and you'll just do walking rounds every 2 hours throughout the entirety of your shift, and then just answering call lights, and if it's during the day, serving food, meals, helping with activities if they want to go anywhere.
Living at a nursing home can get lonely sometimes. Staff does their best to make sure daily life is more enjoyable for their residents.
You can really see a huge difference in some of their attitudes. A lot of them are a lot more depressed. They don't want to come out of their rooms. They don't want to get up out of bed. Depending on different nursing homes, some of them have programs where they'll actually take the residents out of the nursing home and they'll take them shopping or to movies and stuff like that. That's more you see in assisted living. You see better activities being offered. In the nursing home setting, most of them are getting their rehab, so they don't really feel up to doing activities as much, but we still do offer them like reading books to them, coloring activities, putting movies on, anything we can really do to try and like brighten up their day, really.
With facilities currently on lockdown, nursing homes tend to feel emptier and less lively.
Before, obviously with the masks, the PPE, getting scanned in and out temperature before your shift, a lot of them got to see their families more often. That's the biggest difference I see, is the activity aspect in their social life. That's really changed the most. Now anymore, it feels almost empty in the nursing homes, not having the family in, not having the residents come out of their rooms as much. We try and keep them in their rooms to keep them isolated, which sounds horrible, but it's for their own safety to keep the spread of COVID down. But I'd say that's the biggest difference, is the family in and out and having them in and out of their rooms.
The lack of activity has seniors feeling less than optimal. Not only are these residents depressed, but their families are feeling it as well.
COVID has really impacted the families of these residents too, just because, these are your family members and you want to know how they're doing medically and how their health is, but how they're also doing like in their social lives. We get a lot more calls over the phone, them just checking in like, how were they today? Can we talk to them? But also too, a lot of times they're depressed and they don't want to talk to anybody. They just want to stay in their rooms in bed and they kind of want to be isolated. So their family wants them to come out and see them, but they're a lot of times depressed and they don't want to either. So it's really sad seeing that rift between the two of them.
Normal is going to have a new definition after the pandemic ends. Will the world look so different?
That extra precaution that's there, I do see that staying to some extent. These residents, COVID, yes, is a killer for these residents, but so is anything like the flu or anything that the staff could bring in. But once COVID is gone, hopefully we can let family in and everything will hopefully get back to normal in that sense.
This is Madison Rowell for Lights, Camera, Akron on ZTV.